COVID-19 has damaged the trust Canadians have in their American neighbours, while U.S. residents collectively have more faith in their northern counterparts than they do in themselves, a new online poll suggests.
Here's a summary of the article.
Washington, COVID-19 has damaged the trust Canadians have in their American neighbours, while U.S. residents collectively have more faith in their northern counterparts than they do in themselves, a new online poll suggests. The survey, conducted last week by Ledger and the Association for Canadian Studies, found only 33% of respondents in Canada who expressed trust in Americans, compared with 58% in a similar survey in November of last year. Of respondents living in the U.S., 71% said they trusted Canadians, compared with 67% who expressed trust in their fellow citizens. "You're seeing a generalized diminishing of trust in the United States," said Jack Jedwab, president of the Association for Canadian Studies, a nonprofit group that conducts research in the name of a broader understanding of the country and its people. Canadians are no doubt casting a wary eye on their U.S. cousins after weeks of seeing what is now a familiar American image, legions of protesters, some clad in military fatigues and toting assault rifles in a brazen display of constitutional freedom, descending on state capitals across the country to demand they be allowed to resume their normal lives. Despite just 31,000 active cases, a burden that pales in comparison to the nearly 1 million active cases in U.S., Canadians don't appear to be in any hurry. That poll also found 34% of Americans surveyed would be comfortable taking a vacation in Canada once travel restrictions are lifted, compared with 19% of Canadians asked about heading south of the border.
This post received a score of 82,000, with an upvote ratio of 76%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
"Well, I mean, gestures broadly at everything.
Cries in American loudly crying. Careful, your insurance might not cover it.
LMAO, ouch.
Shish. Insurance definitely doesn't cover that.
Insurance definitely doesn't cover the shushing either.
When is Canada getting a border wall? I hear Mexico is buying.
We are getting a wall and America is going to foot the bill.
I wouldn't be surprised if we could get Trump to build a big expensive wall on the northern border without us, Canada, paying a loony.
He would just do the same thing he does for his hotels. Hire some contractors to do the work, and when it's done say, "I'm not paying you because I don't like the color, and also because you can't afford a long drawn-out court battle against me." Then he will go on Twitter and tell everyone how he negotiated the best deal in the history of deals. Canada got their wall and I didn't have to pay for it. The poor laborers who built that wall got screwed, but that's okay because you know what? I've heard they were bad people. All of them criminals. They deserved it.
This comment is scarily accurate. If I read this as an article about something that actually happened, I wouldn't be even slightly surprised. I literally wouldn't even raise an eyebrow. And the comment section would be full of the usual apologists and bootlickers. God, this country is so fucking stupid.
Yup. Watch any legitimate documentary on Donald John Trump's business history and this is his normal operating procedure. The guy is literally a cartoon villain, that we elected into the highest seat of power. Our grandkids will look at us the way the Germans did their grandparents.
Lol, you think COVID is what suddenly damaged the trust?
10 years ago, nobody I knew gave a shit about politics. Donald Trump has been this blinding beacon of idiocy and hatred and ignorance. Yes, I understand he is the symptom, not the disease, and that the GOP had this coming, but he amplified the message the entire world over. Whether we hold those leaders accountable or learn anything from this is another story.
I'm Canadian and worked for an American company remotely for the past 12 years along with other Canadians and some Europeans. I can say with certainty we always used to talk about our countries constantly and it was so fun to hear about differences and all that, and it was never a thing. Ever since Trump got elected, no one really talks about America anymore to the Americans at the company 'cause it always turns political and ends up stressing someone out. It's been shitty to see how it's played out over the last couple years, just noticing the change in what people wanna talk about and how they wanna talk about it with each other and who gets upset at what.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.